What's going on, guys? Crazy stuff all throughout this week, so make sure to stick around until the end of the video. For the first story, it'll probably make you super excited or super mad. So there isn't native support in VR for the game Fortnite. The most recent update that was released to Fortnite included something very interesting. HypeX, a notable Fortnite data leaker, tweeted that Epic added stuff related to Oculus Quest 2 in the most recent update, pointing towards a proper VR support in the future. When the news came out during the week, I made a short clip talking about it, and the response from the community was very surprising. My thought was that, this is super good news. It can bring a lot of player base from Fortnite to VR. Some were also very excited with me, but a lot of people said something along the line of Fortnite is dead and no one plays Fortnite anymore, Population 1 is better, and so on. I'm not gonna lie, they do have a good point, as the monthly active users have been declining for almost 12 months straight at this point for Fortnite. What I'm trying to get at is that there are still over 250 million active players that play this game every single month. That's a huge number, guys. Also, let's say Fortnite is actually coming very soon. Epic, the game studio, is not going to release a low budget game, at least I don't think so, and it will definitely be a good competitor to Population 1 while allowing more choices on the table for the players. Very similar to when Roblox releases official support for VR, I think Fortnite coming to VR will be huge in terms of growing the VR sector and allowing more choices for the players to pick from. I would love to hear your opinion on this, so comment below and let me know. From the most famous Apple leaker, Mark Gurman, we finally know the possible name for the upcoming VR headset from Apple. Codenamed N301, the upcoming VR headset from Apple could be called the Apple Reality Pro, which is expected to be released early next year. This next part is the real big surprise. Apple is set to have 3 different VR headset projects currently in the works. Under the codename N602, which is double from N301, Apple is already working on a successor to the Reality Pro headset, which aims to launch a headset with a lower price point. Of course, everyone knows that a lower price point is still super expensive, and the Reality Pro headset is expected to be around $2,000, which isn't gonna be a super popular headset for the community. Half-Life 2 is one of the best games ever to be released. The game came out almost 10 years ago, but the VR mod for Half-Life 2 will be released on September 16th. I know there are a lot of people that are super excited to play this game in VR, and this is just a blessing for the VR community. I'll leave the link to the game, which will be on Steam, in the description, so if you're interested, check it out there. Before we get into the games that were released throughout the week, I want to cover the upcoming games coming out for this month. First on the list is Into the Radius, which will be released tomorrow or September 8th. It's been a very popular game already on the PC VR side, but the game will get an official release for Quest 2. I'm not going to be going too much into details on these individual games since this isn't the point of the video, and I plan to play most of the games on this list, which leaves me room to do a full game review. Let's keep moving on. We have NFL Pro Era releasing on Quest 2 and PSVR on September 15th. Which is the first officially licensed NFL VR game. The sports fan in VR will be all over this one. Ancient Dungeon is the next one, and it's also releasing on September 15th. A lot of people have played this already when the game was playable through SideQuest and had a game demo through AppLab, but the full game got an official release through the Meta App Store. Another one releasing on September 15th is Ultimechs. This should be the last game released on this date. But ultimechs is the Rocket League of VR, and it's totally free to download. I could see this game getting a lot of popularity. The last game on the list is Requisition VR, releasing as early access for Steam for PC VR on September 22nd. The game studio said that they need a couple more months for a full release, but Requisition is a zombie survival game you play with up to 4 players. Alright, now it's time for the game releases of the week. The first one on the list is Intercosmos 2000. Go to space, save the future, and try not to die. Experience the intense spaceflight and explore the awe-inspiring interiors of a realistic space capsule. This is a realistic but challenging space adventure with many hours of gameplay. Next is Eolia. This game is a single-player fantasy adventure set in the award-winning Rhythm of the Universe series. Solve challenging puzzles as you explore, gather consumables and collectibles, and play melodies to unlock musical superpowers. Next, we have Forever Cornhole. Whatever the version of the game you want to call it, this is the best simulation of the world's greatest long game. Experience the custom beanbag physics, tailored for all throwing strategies and optimized for realism. Play while listening to a YouTube-powered media player with full multiplayer sync coming soon. Last but definitely not least is the Contractor's Game Experience update. This update adds a more versatile mod kit that allows modders to create custom game modes and loadouts. The physics of the game has been improved by a ton, and people are even playing Halo-like game modes in the game. If you missed the last week's episode, the video will be on the right, and if you want to know everything we know for the upcoming Meta Quest Pro, the video will be on the left. I'll catch you next week.